Satoshi Nakamoto pops up with his ideas for Bitcoin, and then Ross Ulbricht runs with it. Ross Ulbricht decides he's going to start up Silk Road. So initially, the people who were using Tor, which later was the dark web, people who were using Tor were just talking with each other, visiting websites, communicating like that. Someone figured out, hey, man, we could host websites on this thing, and they have a lot of trouble finding the box. So that is the advent of Silk Road all of a sudden. Ross Ulbricht has this idea that he's going to change the world by becoming the largest drug dealer on the planet. So he opens up the Silk Road, and the only payment instrument he allows is Bitcoin. So if those people out there are wondering why Bitcoin is going at, what, 44K today?
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts.
And by the time this is out, it could be 100,000 or 10,000.
Absolutely.
We'll see.
Who knows? If it's 10,000, I'm going to buy some. So,
which is a hilarious statement to make, because that statement would be ridiculously wrong like 5 years ago, right?
I know.
People 100 years from now will be laughing. Wait, it was that low back then?
So he only accepts Bitcoin, and that's, of course, the initial use case of crypto is, no one wants to admit it today, but the initial use case is, we're going to buy a bunch of pot. And we need a way to pay for it. So that's what happens. Ross, it's really interesting to me. If you look at motivations of cyber criminals, the motivations are status, cash, ideology. All right. My guys, all cash across the board, all cash. Ross is ideology. He really believed he was going to change the world. He really did. And I've been fortunate. I actually know the guy who ran Silk Road 2, and have talked to the kid, everything else. And I will tell you that those guys who are motivated by ideology, they are a completely different breed. They really are. It's not, the cash guy, it's low-hanging fruit. The ease of it's hard to stop committing crime, but it's much easier for a cash-motivated individual to stop than it is that ideology guy. That Silk Road 2 guy, he's still got it. He's not breaking the law, but you can see it's like he wants to. He wants to. So it's
that's fascinating. That I mean, the worst atrocities in human history are committed with people that operate under ideology. Yeah. All the other motivations are much weaker. But
you think about it, with Ross. I mean, very bright guy. But think about the amount of cognitive dissonance that the guy's got, that he thinks he's going to change the world by running a drug site. I mean, certainly, could he have changed the world? Yeah. Could he have done it like that? Probably not.
Well, I can steel man those arguments. I listen to quite a few libertarians, and you can push that to anarchists. And, there's a lot of people that argue. So I actually talked to a professor at Columbia who actually argues that all drugs should be legalized, and not at a philosophical level, political level, but the fact that all the negative consequences of drugs that people talk about actually have to do with other factors in your life.
I would agree with that.
And so that's but that's more like a argument about negative aspects of drugs. I think the ideology comes in where it's like, well, nobody should tell you what to do. You should have the responsibility of your own actions. Like the government or any other institution shouldn't be the rule setters, the constraints for how you live your life. And so that I could see that argument being made. And ultimately, if you create an open market for drugs, how that could build a better society, it might break down the outdated, the corrupt, the bureaucratic institutions. I mean, you can make that argument.
There's an argument, but, and let's be fair. I want to be fair with it. Yeah. I mean, did he change the world? We do have this whole thing called cryptocurrency.
Yeah, in the long arc of history, perhaps.
Yeah, we do have that.
Yeah,
so that's a biggie.
And that might have been for it to take hold in society. Maybe the darker parts of society at first. Maybe that was necessary.